Hello, everyone. This is Dave Robinson, the father of geologist Daniel Cornelius Robinson. I wanted to come on this afternoon for those who are in the East Coast this afternoon, those who are in the West Coast this morning, to talk about the next thing I will be talking about is the things to consider. I will be bringing that back again. I did a part one in the past, but I'm going to part two and a part three, so I'm going to keep that going. This time, I want to talk about the breakdown of the firsthand accounts, things like Mr. Ken Elliott, who who was the last seen Daniel when he went missing, and also want to talk about Caitlin, one of the other um, accounts that was in the Buckeye Police Department's report, and also some other reportings that I had as well, from things like the reportings of sightings to possible leads that would from individuals who say they may have seen Daniel or heard something. So I want to be talking about those kind of things, but I want to describe some of that on that next episode. Like I said, the next things to consider. I will be trying to put that together this week. So hopefully you guys, I'll come back on live again. I just want to make this quick video to talk about that. Come back on live again, and then we can go through that. So I want you guys to be aware of that. I'm gonna try to push for Wednesday this week, and we probably can do it around the prime time, and that way you guys can join in and hear a little bit. But I want to talk about some other things as well, things I want to do going forward. And so we'll talk about that on the other end. So please hang in there with me, you guys. I'll see you on the other side. When the lights and camera turn off, I will be here. When the interest and conversation fade, I will be here. When there's no one around, a father will do anything it takes to be there for his son, to protect his family.
David.
Where's everybody?
9 infant months.
Without these special people behind me, I wouldn't have a search. Hello again, everybody. Dave Robson here. For those again who are on the East Coast, good afternoon, and those on the West Coast, good morning. Thank you guys for joining in for this really quick live. I just wanted to express, how much I still appreciate you guys for your love and your support. I want to start off on Instagram. Latoria, thanks so much for being here, and many of the others, and also some of the chats that's in the YouTube side of things, and also Facebook. I see a lot of you guys coming off the YouTube side. Rona, thank you so much for being here. Good afternoon, good morning to you, or afternoon wherever you're at. Also, American Honey, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your prayers and your loves and support. I truly appreciate that. Thank you, Esther, for being here as well. And let's see, I have another. Thank you so much for the prayers, American Honey prayers. I truly appreciate it. Like I said, I'm a person that believe in prayer. So, of course, you already know That's really, really, I really appreciate you. Also, Fast Eddie, hashtag Daniel Robinson, Daniel. You guys, I really appreciate the hashtags too, because those are important, to reach out to many people and, to keep Daniel's name out there. So thank you, Fast Eddie. I really appreciate that. Sunset, Salty Sage, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your prayers as well. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining in. And everybody who's joining in this afternoon and this morning. I really, oh, Anna, thank you so much, Anna, for being here as well. Thank you, Hakab, Party of Six. Thank you so much for being here. Sending loves and prayers that Daniel is found. I have a son his age. I can't imagine how you feel. It's rough. It's rough, and it's rough. But thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Also, like I said, Anna, thank you for being here. Also, Diana, thank you so much. Vineyard, thanks so much for being here. Thank you for sharing. Sharing is caring, you guys. I say this all the time. When you have missing loved ones out there, the best thing a person can do for a family is to share that story. That's one of the number one things for us because getting a story out there brings life into the to that story. It brings resources. It brings leads. You name it. Nothing good. Everything good come out of when you're sharing. So thank you so much for that, Diana. I truly appreciate it. Esther, thank you for your constant support as well. I'm trying to see if I see some of you guys in the chats. Christina, thank you so much. Abby Hammond, thanks so much for being here off the YouTube, off the Instagram side. But yes, thank you, Esther, for your constant support for Daniel for years that have been doing this. You being out here on the live streams to support. So I say thank you so much for just being here again today. This was a really quick live, you guys. What I was talking about up top was that I will be doing a breakdown of firsthand accounts, whether it's Ken Elliott, the guy who, let me drink a coffee real quick, you guys. Excuse me. Whether it's Ken Elliott, whether it's some of the others that was involved in my son's case that had the rancher, all that, that had some parts of Daniel's case. I wanted to talk about those things and break down for everybody to understand. Excuse me, you guys. I end up choking on my coffee, but some of you guys, some of the things that's the ins and out of people's accounts and how it affect Daniel's case, and got us to where we're at right now. Even some of the workers that Daniel's job who felt they say workers, but it was only one that literally was able to excuse me guys for all this coughing, but the one person who was able to give an account about Daniel's state of mind when he spoke to him, and that was his friend, one of the guys from the job. The others, when law enforcement put plurals, of course, there's really none existing. Daniel's a field geologist, and I'll explain all of that. And field geologists, that's what they do. They work in the field. So he's not an office worker, so he'll be present with a lot of the workers. Excuse me, guys. But yeah, so I want to share those things with you guys because it's a very important. Like I did the other one when I was talking about things to consider when it comes to the crime scene. If many of you guys have watched that, I was talking about the crime scene where the vehicle was found lying on the side. Some of the details from that, guys that make it say, hey, these are things you have to consider. And the reason I say that, guys, sometimes it's I want to say the public opinion that matters too, because you guys can see things what I'm seeing. You guys, when I point those things out on the crime scene, and you have to beg the question would be why law enforcement would not see it or pursue those things, right? And some of those hindrances that come from, like for instance, we asked for a cell phone ping, and I put that out a lot about the cell phone ping because it's one of the things that mattered the most in Dane's case that we haven't been able to get. Um, you know, the cell phone pings. When you have information that's there and it should be available firsthand. That's a lot of restrictions that goes along, like the law enforcement throw at you, like they did us, and say, "Hey, we're not even really attempt to get a full workup on finding out where the cell phone was at because we go get a warrant, ask a judge for a warrant, it wouldn't be not we would not be able to get one because it's not a crime scene. I mean, he's not a criminal case in nature. It's a missing person case, and so some of those things right there is problematic. You know, what I'm saying when it comes to missing person family, those things are details that need to be easier to get to when you have missing loved ones. Because as we know, the times is the essence, and I have found that out in Dan's case. I mean, begging for certain things. I had watched the other day when they had these camera footages of things that happen. Like literally, you can watch. Hey, this person walking down the street and a lot of times you see it when it's like a bank robbery. They say, "Hey, this person came from this place," and they had to, they kind of backtrack where those people are. So, and it's sad because the same technology you use when you're trying to protect the bank, the money that you got. We're just a capitalistic society. I get it, but money becomes more important than the human life. And whenever you're able to use those resources to track somebody who took some money from your bank, but you can't track somebody who left their home and unfortunately get murdered or end up missing. Somehow it's not available to the person, but it's available when you go across that light and they give you a speeding ticket and send it to your mail. They're able to do that, but not able to track a missing person location is. So it's things like that. So I'll definitely be working with all of that. Thank you, Katrina, for being here as well. I see you there in the chats. Thanks so much. And many of you may know and may not know, Katrina does a whole lot of work. And happy belated birthday, by the way. But do a whole lot of work and in the background for many missing people. So check her out as well. Thank you for being here and joining in. I truly appreciate you. So but yeah, we definitely have all the technologies there in 2024. But like I said, I want to get off track of what I was talking about. Just things to consider. I just want to go through those really detailed points bit by bit in Daniel's case, so everybody can really understand what actually happened in the case and the reason why I'm so much to where I am. I'm a father, first of all. The first thing I have to do as a father is protect my children. That's a man's right. That's what we are. That's our birthright. We love our children. Just as much as mothers, fathers love our children too, and we're protectors. So, of course, that's first off. The second part, like I said, when I started seeing things, my whole I'm put this out again. My whole idea when I came to Arizona was to walk hand in hand with law enforcement to find my son. And I thought for sure, with no doubt about it, I was gonna find Dane the same day I got into Arizona. That was in my mindset. Thought it was gonna happen and it didn't. But like I'm saying, working hand in hand with law enforcement was the idea. But then when you start noticing that you're really walking by yourself, that's when the problems come in. You know what I'm saying? Certain things are done. Of course, that's automatic. Nobody get a reward for that. Like, for instance, I wouldn't get a reward being in the military just to be doing my job, like packing the vehicle up or arming my weapons or something. Like some rewards you don't get. That's part of your job. Or as a gunner, when I was a gunner, I'm watching my lane, and I noticed that the Taliban band was coming over a mountain ridge or something and hiding in the ridge or something. I was getting a reward. That's part of my job. So, like I said, when law enforcement was to go do a search or walk down the street, ask some questions. That's the basic that law enforcement could do. That's a basic job. Say they can't brag about, say, oh yeah, we did the search and we did the search. You can't brag about that. That's a basic, right? But what you do with these searches, I mean, like I told you guys before, and I use an analogy. Um, it depends on how you conduct that search, for instance, right? And I say this analogy I use all the time. Um, David, somebody say, David, go in that cabinet and see if you can find this grape jelly, right? This grape jelly. All right, I go in the kitchen, go open up the cabinets, and look in this cabinet and look for the grape jelly. But there's a whole bunch of jars in there. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff, bunch of other kind of jellies or whatever. But everything is in a whole bunch of stuff in there. I just open it up, look, I see all the stuff in there, and I shut it back. And then I walk. I just say I didn't find anything, right? I didn't find this grape jelly. And they say, did you look? Yeah, I can say I look. I went in there and I searched and I looked. But how did I go look? Did I move things around and look for it? Did I actually look for those details to go find that grape jelly. I could easily put it on paper, say, hey, I did the search. I looked here, I looked there, but did you go in and look and really do the job? And that's the way I approach things when it comes to law enforcement. It's okay to say, oh, yeah, I did a search, but what kind of search did you do? For instance, I saw in the report it says the officer was out looking for Dan the first night in the area. So it's in the desert area, right? But I was talking to the officer. Clearly, told me he was riding up and down Sun Valley Parkway. I didn't know the name of the road at the time, but that's not a search for Dan. That's a ride up and down the road in the area where he went missing, but in the desert. But it was in the area on the roadways to see if he was stuck on the side of the road somewhere, even on the trail of that desert. They didn't go in that desert. Look, when I asked them for like a helicopter search that night to go out there, once I realized he was actually in the Sonoran Desert, and and the circumstances warrant them to go take a helicopter out or something to see if he's out there in the middle of nowhere, stuck or whatever the case may be. They didn't do that. They declined to do that. So what I'm saying is, that's no reward to say, hey, we did a search. The reward would come when you actually do the work, right? And so I was able to, for those minutes. I mean, sometimes you just be surprised, amazed. I have, like I told you guys, I have never organized anything in my life. Never, I mean, all that stuff. And God bless, because he was able to put grassroots together, help me get the grassroots together to go out there and search for my son. That was very, that grassroots is very, I mean, just people from all walks of life just came to help out. And like I said, it was no law enforcement involved. I couldn't even get them out if I wanted them to even put a dime into the searches out there. I just talked to someone the other day. They was telling me, I think it was earlier today. I talked to so many people, but was asking me about Daniel's case and say, hey, look, I just read in some paper or somewhere that they was talking about this apartment or this and that and blah blah blah. Those evidence didn't come from law enforcement. Everything we know about Daniel's vehicle, everything we know about this case, about his apartment, all of that came from my investigation, came from my private eye as well. And I can't have anything contribute from law enforcement. It's sad to say that, you guys, and I'm not, again, a basher or anything, but it's the facts. Saying everything's found. When it came to Daniel's electronics getting done, I initiated that with Mr. Farman, by the way, who's here. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Farmer, for being here. Initiated with Mr. Farmer and the rest of my team, the 18. We went into these meetings with the mayor and got this law enforcement agency outside of Buckeye to do the forensics on the electronics. So that's how I got the information about the apartment, for those who may not know. Um, and so, like I said, you guys, I'm definitely gonna keep fighting for Daniel. This is a nonstop thing, and I really need you guys' help. That's my first priority above everything. Dan's my son; he's my first priority. Outside of that, I have other ambitions and things I'm doing to help other families too. So need you guys support on that. And again, like I said, I'm gonna put this things considered together. I really want to do this so you guys can understand, and I'm going to put that together. In the meantime, I still really need you guys to support me when it comes to my campaign. Again, I'm reaching out to all of you guys who's part of this grassroots, you guys, and this is can be a part of my campaign speech, in a sense, to you guys, and appeal to you guys. I'm trying to fight. I'm trying to fight. This campaign is helping me in many ways, in many forms. It's helping me with my son case as well. Saying I'm able to get in through this run. I can get in to get some answers in my son's case. Also, it helps me with other families. I mean, that's one of the things you guys know I was being passionate about, is helping other families, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do, is help other families, because this thing happens all the time. I mean, every day as we're speaking, we have someone going missing in this country every day. Oh, 3,500 people go missing every day in this country. Somebody's family going through stress right now. And, when I'm correct myself, I keep saying I have to correct myself, and I hope you guys do the same thing. Missing Americans, you guys, they're not missing people, they're missing Americans. And until we start looking at it that way, we probably won't have this thing on a national stage like it should be. But what I want to do is bring this whole grassroots movement that we created, we have here, and take it to the Congress, and fight for all these families. And I need you guys' support. That means sharing what I'm doing as in my run for office to get that kind of support. I need a lot of support in South Carolina. I'm going against an incumbent who's very rooted into our district here. So but I need to get there. I need to get there to get some things done. Nobody's going to do it. I'm putting the charge to do that, to make sure I'm looking out for all Americans who go missing. And like I said, this grassroots movement is that movement that's champion and trying to help other families to get across, get answers. Saying some of the things I really have in place and plan that I want to do, it would free up a lot of data and things that would matter the most, and it helped law enforcement with resources and also things like that. So really get them finding these missing persons that's out there, missing Americans that's out there. So I need you guys' support. Please share it. Please share what I'm doing. Please share it. Continue to share Daniel's story. Please continue to share somebody's missing loved one's story. I mean, this pick and choose a lot of us. So just pick a family and share that story. That's very, very, very important. So again, um, I want to get a couple more chats, and I had to go, you guys. I've got past my time. I wanted to be real short. And, guys, you know how I am. I get long-winded. I have a 12:30, which I'm behind 7 minutes now, and also I have a 1. So, you guys, I will be coming back on the live probably again today, knowing me. But like I said, I just wanted to make a quick live to talk about those things about the campaign, but also the things to consider, the breakdown of the first-hand accounts again. About those families, those people who came in on Dane's case to say, "Hey, look, I seen him last," or he was acting this way, or he came to my house. You know those stories, you guys. The vehicle wasn't here 2 days prior. That type thing. So I'll be talking about those and break those things down so you guys can understand my dilemma when I try to understand why law enforcement is not moving the way they should, where I feel they should, and find these answers. Why it's not even deemed a criminal case at this point, you guys. Lastly, at that one little point, I just had to, because it's a touchy point for me, is we already know, and I said hundreds and hundreds of times over, we already know if that was if it was Chief Hall at the time, if his son, daughter, driving out in that area, and they found him or her vehicle out there in the same exact way they found Daniel's, and it's the chief of police, it's no question about it that it would have been an automatic crime scene without any evidence of anything. It would have been a crime scene. They would have had law enforcement from all around Arizona, some of the neighboring states as well, probably even from South Carolina, coming out there to help Chief Hall find his son or daughter. If it's one of those FBI agents, or if it's one of those another police officer, the only thing you ask for as an American citizen is that all cases be treated exactly the same when it comes to law enforcement, and the same resources are there as they would if it was one of their own. So having said that, that's all I have to say, you guys. But yeah, again, join in with me, guys. I will probably come back on to do another live now that I'm talking about this, and try to see if we can go through some of that. Like I said, things considered, and the first hands accounts after I get past these meetings. Yeah, just have those first hands accounts so you guys can really understand a lot of things in Daniel's story that just don't make sense, and why law enforcement not digging into it and going further. I'm only limited to a certain point. Even after all this, for 2 years, you guys fighting for Daniel, I'm limited. I can't go grab somebody by their shirt and jack them up and get answers, but law enforcement can take them into interrogation rooms and do their jobs. And for instance, in certain things, chain of custody, I could easily go out and say, hey, I'm gonna get forensics done, forensic the rest of the stuff at some forensic lab and pay a lot of money for. But then at the same time, I'm damaging Daniel's case as it is already. Law enforcement need to be handling that to keep the chain of custody thing going. It is so much why, if I had my way, I would be able to work outside of law enforcement, because I don't see the things that could be done. But we need law enforcement too. So like I said, since I need law enforcement, I have to push law enforcement to get those things done. So I will have a meeting coming in May now, the first part of May. We had agreement with Sheriff Skinner of Maricopa County to get this meeting going the first week of May. I told them I needed it in April. But since that's happening, it's been like with Sheriff Zone, you guys. Try to give opportunity, but you guys know I have the mail-in protest. Please go to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com. Mail-in protest. I still need your help on that. Sending those picket signs in, because those picket signs will become real picket signs if I can't get this meeting and get these things processed, this forensics process and things need to be done. I will be utilizing those picket signs, and we'll have a sit-in at the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. Even may have a protest at the Buckeye Police Department, but those things are summertime now, so those things are in the air for me, to push. And also, guys, I'll be on the campaign trail too, so especially I have have to be out there and really push the missing person cases and missing person situation that's going crisis, I say, that's going on in this country. So I'll be pushing that really hard out there on the campaign trail. Also, of course, I'm talking about my son's case, but definitely have things that I have to take here in South Carolina too. The issues that matters here for this state. But I just need you guys' prayers. I need your support. Please, you guys. I really believe in our grassroots movement, and I call it a grassroots movement. And I really believe that everybody here that been following for the last 2 years really want to see missing Americans come home. Or these families that's suffering. You see what my family been going through. So I'm telling you, Daniel's American son, and just it happens to everybody. It happens to, well, it can happen to everybody. I then never thought in a million years that I'd be sitting in this position with a missing son that I love very much and can't even talk to, if I, like I want to. And, never thought it would happen in a million years. And then when you're thinking about it, and here I am in this place, place and time. So I don't wish that on anybody, but we all got to understand that, with that many people going missing every year, you never know. So just like I said, support those who have missing loved ones, missing, family members, because they going through it. And I know they are, because I am. My family, we're going through it. So take care of yourself, guys. I'll see you guys later on the day or sometime this week. I'll do another live, and you guys will see me pop up. I hope you guys will be there then. Like I said, we'll talk about those things. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for everybody on the Instagram side, everybody on Twitter, everybody YouTube. I really wish I could put you all on and talk. Maybe I'll do that on the next live. We can kind of like talk a little bit in the chats. But thank you so much, you guys. God bless you, and I'll see you soon.